So here we are. Hopefully you enjoyed that introduction. Quite a long one. Obviously just a one-off for this video. Anyway, what we're doing is we're finishing off the harvest. As you can see, most of it is now done. And the reason why I've done most of it off screen is because I know that most of you are going to complain if I do an entire video just of harvesting to one field. And I would understand it, because to be honest, I wouldn't want to watch that either. I would find it incredibly boring. So what I'm going to do is obviously finish off this remaining section, and then we're going to go to bed. Yep, and then that'll be it. No, not really. No, we're going to move on to a different job. In the morning though, it needs to be a nice day. It's going dark now, so we don't really want to keep making these videos when it's like this. The lighting is not the best, so it's pretty enough. It's just for video purposes, when it goes dark, it can be quite hard to see stuff on certain devices. I think certain phones are quite hard to watch videos on when it goes dark. At least that's what I've been told. So this part is not being done in swath mode, we're just chopping it. We've done most of it like that so we can bale it later. We still have to sell the silage. I think that might be the first thing we do. We'll just sell some of it. What we'll do is we'll sell some off screen, some on screen, and well, we won't do it all in one go anyway. We'll probably just do 2 or 3 trailer loads to begin with. At least that way we'll get some money in. 75% full, and the trailer just over there is totally full, so I'm going to have to go and unload that first of all, unless this does just about squeeze into this tank. It's going to be very close. We'll hope for the best. If it does fit, that'd be ideal, because we can take it all over there instead of bringing the tractor back over here. There is 20% left, so yeah, technically there should be enough space. Just spin round. It's a bit too wide for the header. We always get left with the triangle. It's when it's not a perfectly square field. Yes, it looks like it is going to fit. Fantastic. So that's this piece, and then just the tiny bit at the top to finish off. Oh, I missed a bit. Not to worry. Although, this field has yielded very well. Surprisingly well, because we only put one application of fertiliser on. So if we had actually fertilised it to be 100%, it would have been quite a challenge keeping up with the tractor and trailer. I best get the piece over there as well. Just one piece left. And it is 86%. Perfect. Okay, so that is the harvest completed. I now need to unload the tractor and trailer, and then we can come back and get the remaining barley out of the combine. I'll put the auger out actually. Turn the engine off as well. Good. I've been taking it to the sell point just over here. So this is 14,000 litres in this trailer. It takes about 1.5 combine loads to fill it right to the top. Oh, the timing. Yeah, it's the grain mill, this place. It's actually the same entrance we went through to get to the forest up there. I don't think we're going to get too much for it. It isn't worth a great deal. To make a fortune out of barley or wheat, you have to have many tons. 5,544. Well, it could have been worse. Right, we'll get the final load and then back to the farm. I'm planning on leaving the combine here, but what we will do is when it's totally unloaded, I will fold it up just in case it rains, and we'll put the header down as well in case the hydraulics decide to sink, which they do over time. Okay, there we go. Auger in, header down. Perfect. Right, so what we can do now is return to the farm. I think we'll keep this in the trailer just overnight, and then we're going to go to bed. We'll sort everything out in the next day. Again, there are the potatoes, looking very healthy. The potato crops actually look very realistic. Obviously they all look very good. I think the potatoes are actually the most unrealistic when it comes to planting them, but they do look incredibly good when they're growing. But they're all not too bad. Okay, so there is no cover for this trailer, as far as I'm aware. Anyway, we must have a good tidy up as well. The logging trailer resets are here, and we still need to use this fantastic machine. This is the high-spec slurry tanker, one of CD Models' creations, or CD Models creations. Very nice indeed. Anyway, sleep time. Ah, there we go. So yes, let's just move this trailer first of all. So to do this, we've had to bring the dolly back. This is on the John Deere 7430. Yes, I got it right, fantastic. That is unusual. I don't tend to get John Deere model numbers right, although I have kind of messed up here. It's in such a obscure place, I need to reverse in from this angle. Okay, there we go. So I think we will be doing some more logging. Can't really see any reason why we wouldn't be, but it won't be in the next couple of episodes because we've got a few other things to do. Where can we store this? There must be a good place for it. I suppose actually in the field just out the back here. It's nice and open, lots of space for stuff. So plenty of free space just to dump stuff really. There we go. It isn't that neat, but at least it's out of the yard. It would be causing a bit of chaos if it was in the yard. Oh look, the potatoes which we just looked at are now ready. They are ready to harvest. So that's another job to add to the to-do list. In fact, I don't even think we've moved the bales yet from up here. I am quite slow. It's amazing, you know, when I'm running seasons, it is really easy to stay on top of stuff. We can really manage stuff properly. Did I do them? Oh no, I didn't. But yeah, when it comes to not running seasons, it suddenly becomes really chaotic. Yeah, loads of bales here. It's fully regrown and the bales are still here. We must get them moved at some point. Right, yes, silage first of all. So what we're going to do is go and give the pigs some of this barley, as they are completely out of this stuff. As we've got it here, we might as well give them some. And then the rest we'll put into storage. So that is the feeding shed. We're going to have to open the barn doors first of all. And then I think we just tip in here. That's what I did with the grass. Only issue is, it is quite tight. Yeah, it's tricky. Well, hopefully the trigger will be close to the door. Okay, it isn't. This is not good. Where is the trigger? Okay, so here is the situation. I have discovered exactly where to tip it. Just in here. You can see it's even recognising the trigger. However, despite me selecting the grain door as the tipping area, it does not want to tip. It says unload, press I, and it just doesn't do a thing. I can then change it from the grain door to the back, press I, still nothing. Very peculiar. So, yeah, that is just weird. I have no idea why that isn't working. So I think instead I'm going to drop it off and we'll probably make some pig food in the next episode. We need sugar beet and potato, or possibly both actually, sugar beet and potatoes. So if there is some sugar beet, if there is a field of sugar beet, we'll buy it and we can then harvest it. I will have to check first of all. The issue is some of the field's withered, which is, like I say, unusual. Sugar beet is white. Field 25 looks perfect, but is it withered? No, it isn't withered. Well, yes, this looks like a perfect field for us. Next time, we'll make some pig food, which actually makes me think maybe we should harvest some of the potatoes today, just so we can get on with it tomorrow. We'll see. So yeah, grain for some reason will not accept over at the pig farm. I may just be in the wrong trigger, and they definitely require it. Wheat or barley, 0. So yes, I'll just put this in the cover over here, and then I think once again we're going to have to delay the selling of the silage. I have said this many times, things just keep coming up. So again, this is why seasons would be very useful. We'd have the quiet times of year and the very busy times. In the quiet times we could be selling the silage if we have to. So what we're going to do is buy or possibly rent the potato harvester. And to do this job we're not going to be using the Massey Ferguson. It just doesn't have enough horsepower. So that's going to be put away for the rest of this episode and possibly the rest of the foreseeable future episodes. Yeah, we'll see. What we are going to jump into is the John Deere. I'm hoping this does have enough horsepower. Okay. That's weird. Please disconnect. Yes, perfect. Okay, over to the store. The traditional visit to the store is happening. I'm going to bring back the trailed potato harvester. Now we probably could give them the grain if we just tipped it on the ground outside and then we scooped it up with a bucket and tipped it in. It could just be like an automatic thing, as it knows if the trailer was to tip up, it would go through the roof. Maybe it doesn't realise that we can just open the shutter door on the back, which is what I wanted to do. So yeah, I'm not making the pig food just because it wasn't tipping, because we have ways around it. I want to make the pig food. 2 reasons. One, it's a different thing to do, never made pig food before. It'll be very interesting to see. And also, it is another way of sufficing every single need for the pigs in one go. As far as I'm aware, although it only requires potatoes and sugar beets, it should, as it is turning it into pig food, it should fill up every category of requirements. So the wheat, the canola, all that kind of stuff, if it's going to work the same way as pig food which you buy does. I'm not too sure, I've never done it before, but I'm guessing that is the exact way that it works. Okay, here we are. The loyal customers are back. Obviously that's us. We buy something new every day. Okay, so let's go to potato harvesting. We need to go for this one here. You see, just this back unit is 112,000. We definitely have to lease it, and we must get it done within an hour, which shouldn't be too hard to do. Otherwise, it's not really worth it. Now, if we were doing this to sell the potatoes, we would definitely, without a doubt, make a loss. But as we're going to be doing this for pig food, it doesn't really matter how much it costs. In fact, it would be much cheaper than buying pig food, because as you know, pig food in this game is astronomical. So this is a very economical way of doing it. And to be honest, I have not used this harvester in a long time. Off we go. It's a very long setup. I just hope we've got the horsepower. So how does this one work? Is this a 2-row harvester? Or is it? It isn't it? It's just 2. Wow. This is going to take a very long time. We're only going to do what we require today, but we will be harvesting the entire field, otherwise it isn't really worth it. And before I forget, we need to buy Fiat 25, otherwise the farmer who owns it currently could well harvest that crop for us, which we definitely do not want. Otherwise we're going to have to replant it again and wait for it all to be ready. So when I park up in a second, we'll just jump over there and quickly hand some money over. No doubt it'd be many thousands. Here we are. And the way this is going to have to be harvested is going to be quite tricky. It takes up 2 rows, and the rows seem to run this way. I think we'll start at the top, otherwise it's going to take forever. Or at least it'll feel like it's taking forever. The progress will be much faster if we do the top first. So here we are. Over to field 25. Not the biggest of fields ever, but it is still 41,000. Lovely. There you go. There's your money. Well, here we are. Back to the John Deere tractor. Things have changed. What I've just done is a test run and discovered many different things. Firstly, we had the standard tyres, which was no good. It was destroying half the crop. It only takes in 2 rows, which I was already aware of. But the issue is, obviously, as we were topping it, the wheels were running on here and destroying this anyway. So we'd have 50% of the crop harvested, even if we still went over it the same way. So what we're going to have to do is, well, due to the offset, it doesn't really work anyway. I was going to keep the topper on the front. I'm just going to do another run with the topper on the front, but I think, looking at it, what we may have to do is top it first and then come back and harvest it, just because of the severe offset, which I can't seem to adjust. But we'll give it a go if we don't drive into the pond. Let's be very careful here. The pond is a bit in the way. But here goes. What you've got to look at is where it's harvesting. You can see it's taking 2 rows on the left hand side, but it's actually leaving 2 rows on the other side. It's now the right hand side, which is not really ideal. Not ideal at all. So you can see the crops, you can see where they've been topped, and you can see where they've been taken up from. Like loads of it is still left here. So topping is just going to have to be done first of all. So if I just park it up there, we can now continue with this topper, get it all done, and then it'll be really easy to harvest. All these are potatoes. And what we may have to do is actually take the headland off first, as turning space is severely limited. I think this is going to be good as a time lapse, so I'll see you in a second. So there we go, it is all done. The tops have been removed. And yeah, I think the way I'm going to go about this is, as it's going to take so long, you wouldn't have thought it would, it's not a very big field, but as this machine is just so slow, I'll do some, we'll get enough for a pig food mix, and then we'll go to the sugar beet field before finishing this, and then probably off screen at some point I'll finish it off in my own time. That would likely be the best option here. I think it's actually going to fill this machine up very quickly. We're going to have to wait and see, but I just get an impression that it is going to be quite good, despite the minute size of the intake. Also, staying in a straight line could be quite tricky. And actually we are cheating there, we're just about taking 3, well we've got 2 now. It was taking 3, yeah there we go, 3-ish, but it is designed for 2. And really, in the cab, can you actually see? You can't really see. You sort of have to be at this angle the entire time, watching where it's lifting them up from. It's already 20%. That is quite good. Headlands first though, once we've gone back again. Yes, that is taking 3. Slightly cheating. So this is actually going to be in the next episode, we're going to be doing this, and also the sugar beet. I just wanted to test it today, and of course things have been slowed down because we had to do the tops earlier. We had to do them before harvesting because it's just so offset. I did try and find a way of reducing the offset, but there is, as far as I can see, there is nothing. There is something if you press the mouse up and down. Oh, but that's just that there. That's just the unload conveyor. Anyway, that's 32% full. I'll do one more pass and then we're going to have to wait until tomorrow. Maybe I'm not even doing it right, I'm not too sure. But I'm sure if I'm doing it wrong, somebody will let me know. In fact, no, you definitely will let me know. It's surprising. Very helpful though. Very helpful. So, actually, the way this is going to work is only on one side, so what we should be doing is going up one side and going down the other, instead of backwards and forwards. That's how it should work. What we need to do, ideally, is actually skip a bit, nothing too severe, probably about here, and then next time we go back over to that side. Actually, we are going back to front, aren't we? We should be on that side this time, then come back down this way. So if I just lift up again, it's a bit confusing, and the harvester is about to end up in a pond, but yeah, I'm just starting to grasp it. Yes, so here are the next two rows. Get these two lifted, and yeah, better to learn now than in the realistic series, because it wouldn't be very realistic if I was struggling to even understand how it works. It's because it's quite a new thing to me. Never actually used this harvester properly before. That is good though. This is how it should work. Trying to convince myself I've got it right, but I think I have. But I'm sure you can appreciate it is going to be quite slow. 45% full. So yes, this time now we cut down to anywhere, probably level with this actually. That'll make it a bit easier for us. We know exactly where we've done it. It's like a marking point, and now it should lift from there. I'm hoping it's going to be quite obvious. Okay, it isn't. We need to keep it fairly straight as well. Lift the same row. Don't creep into others. And then next time we go back to the top and keep working in a circle. That way there is no reversing, no messing about. And actually, I think doing it this way means the pond won't even be an issue. We'll have to find out. It is very close to the edge of that pond. Yeah. We'll have to take the headlands off. But there we go. That is the beginning of the potato harvest with the extremely large but extremely small potato harvester, if that makes sense. Yeah, small lifter, big machine. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there for today. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Hopefully you've tried to learn something with me. I certainly have learned something. And until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.